from Crafty Yarns here, and today I'm going to show you how to make my baby beanie. You'll see the pattern on my website, and this is just the video tutorial. I'm going to be using a Clover 3.5mm or an E-size hook, and I've just got some Four Seasons Marble H-ply 100% acrylic for this example. This is the same as a DK weight or a size 3, I believe. So when we're first starting, you can either start with a magic ring or you can chain 6 and slip stitch to join. I'm going to attach my yarn to my hook. I'm going to chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'm going to slip stitch to join. Then I'm going to do the 8 half double crochet into that circle. Sorry if you can hear my cats playing in the background. Now I've done 6 and I'm almost running out of room, so I'm just going to adjust that slightly by pulling that and giving myself more room. Then we've got 7, 8. And I'm just going to slip stitch to join. So this will mean that you've got a bit of a hole in the top, but that's okay. If you're more comfortable doing it this way, then you can start from here into row 2. So row 2, we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to do 2 half double crochets into each stitch. So I'm starting into the stitch that I did the 2 chains into. So that's my first 2. My second 2, you can see that they're going into the same hole there, and I'll just continue that around. I'm just going to count my stitches to see where I'm at. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 16. And I'm just going to slip stitch into the first stitch to join. We've now done row 2. Okay, we're going to carry on with row 3, and we're going to start with 2 chains. So as with the last row, we're going to start with 2 half double crochets into that first stitch. And then we're going to do 1 double crochet, half double crochet, sorry, into the next stitch. And then we're going to repeat that around. So now we're going to do another 2 into the next stitch. And then we're going to do another 1 into the next stitch. So again, we're just going to keep repeating that around. So as you can see, that's keeping nice and flat. You may have noticed at this point that you'll see that we're increasing by 8 stitches every row. So that helps you learn how to increase in a round or in the round. So let's just count that. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. And we have the right number of stitches. So please make sure you do count the number of stitches each time you finish a row to make sure you've got it in the right place. Oops. Then we're just going to slip stitch to join at the top of the first stitch. So remember, at the beginning of the pattern it says that we don't count that first couple of chains as a stitch. They're not counted. And that's the end of row 3. So in row 4 we're still going to be increasing our number of stitches, and we're going to end up with 32 stitches. So we're going to start with chain 2. Again, this isn't counted as a stitch. Then we're going to do 2 half double crochets in the first stitch. 1, 2. And then we're going to do 2 half double crochets. and that means to do one in one and then one in another. So you basically repeat the single half double crochet twice. So if it says 2 half double crochets in one stitch, that means you do 2 into the one stitch below. But if it just says 2 half double crochets, then you do 1 stitch, 2 stitches into the next 2 stitches. Or you do 1 stitch into the next 2 stitches. So we end up with 4 stitches, but they're going into 3 stitches of the below row. Hopefully that makes sense and I haven't made that more complicated for you. So again, we're just going to repeat that around. So we're doing 2 half double into the next stitch, and then we're doing 1 half double, 1 half double. Repeat it again. 2 half doubles into the next stitch, then 1 half double, 1 half double. I'm going to keep repeating that sequence around and meet you at the end. So we're at the end of our row. There's a couple of indicators if you have the wrong stitches, and you may get to the end of the row and go, oh, hang on, I haven't completed the sequence of 2 half double crochets in one stitch and then 1, 2 half double crochets into the next 2 stitches. So that is the first indicator that you might have your stitches wrong. The next one obviously is when you count it and you can count that there's not enough. So at the end of this row we should have 32. So let's have a look. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 31, 32. Okay, so we're doing okay so far, which is great. And we're going to slip stitch into this first stitch at the beginning of the row. And that's the end of row 4. And you can see the rows here. We've got 1, 2, 3, and now our last one, 4. Okay, so now we're on to row 5. We're going to chain twice, or chain 2, and we're going to do 2 half double crochet into that first stitch, and now we're going to do 3 half double crochet. One half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, 3 half double crochet. So like we explained in the row before, we've got 2 stitches into the one stitch on the row below, and then we're doing 1, 2, 3 into the 3 next stitches. We'll do that sequence again. 2 half double crochet, and then 1, 2, 3. So I'm just going to keep repeating that sequence all the way around. 2 half double crochet into the next stitch, then 1, 2, 3. Sorry if you can hear my kitten in the background, she's trying to get my attention. I will see you at the other end of this row. Okay, we're at the end of row 5, and I'm going to count my stitches. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 40. And if I check my pattern, 40 is the correct number of stitches. And then we're just going to slip stitch to the top of the first HDC. And that's the end of row 5. Okay, we're ready for row 6. We're going to chain 2. And you'll be getting used to this by now. 2 half double crochet in the first stitch. That's 2 into 1 stitch, and then we're going to do 4 half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to repeat that sequence, so let's do that again. 2 half double crochet into the next stitch, and then 4 half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. 2, 3, 4. And we're just going to repeat that sequence all the way around, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, we're at the end of row 6, I believe, and we're going to count our stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, we are, row 6. You get into a sort of trance, don't you? So you forget where you are. Okay, so we're going to count our stitches. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48. And we have the correct number of stitches for row 6. Going to slip stitch to the beginning. And that's the end of row 6. Okay, in row 7, this is going to be our final increasing row. So we're going to chain 2, we're going to HDC twice into the first stitch like we have been doing previously, and now we're going to do 5 half double crochets over the next 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. So there's 2 in 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do that again. 2 half double crochets in the next stitch, and then 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that was over 5 stitches. Okay, we're going to repeat that sequence around until we get to the end, so I'll meet you there. So as you can see, it kind of looked like my work was curling up a bit. That's just because of me working through it, but it should flatten down pretty easy, so it should get this nice flat circle. So at the end of row 7 we should have 56 stitches, so let's count those. And you'll see that I always count my stitches before I join. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 55, 56. You have the correct number of stitches, and I'm just going to slip stitch to the beginning there. Okay, so we've now finished our increasing row, and we're going to now go on to our shaping rows. So we're now going to go on to row 8, and in row 8 we're just going to do single crochets all the way around. So because our row 7 had 56 stitches, we should end with 56 single crochets at the end of this row. So I'm going to do 1 single crochet, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 5 crochets over 5 stitches. So let's just repeat that going all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I'm just going to count my stitches. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 55. And I need to do one more stitch. 56, and we slip stitch to the beginning. So you'll see here, now that I try and flatten it out a bit, it's not flattening quite as easily. It's still got a bit of a curve. We do want this at this stage. So on row 8, this is what we're trying to achieve, is we are actually trying to achieve this curving, because we're trying to now shape the beanie to come up. And that's the end of row 8. Okay, we're into row 9, and we're going to chain 3, and we're going to put a double crochet into each stitch around. So we should end up with 56 double crochets. So I'm just doing a few here. And as you know, the double crochet is quite a bit taller than the single or the half double crochet. Let's see. As you can see there, we've got our double crochets going around. So just repeat one double crochet into each stitch below, going all the way around, and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, my cat's decided to join us and we're at the end of the row. You can see here we've got a lot more curving happening, so it looks like a little bowl. I'm just going to quickly count those stitches. 3, 6, 9, 12, 14, oops, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 56, 57. I've got too many somewhere, hold on. So now I'm just going through to see if I've accidentally put two stitches in one. Can't see anything obvious, so I'm just going to count that again. I might have got distracted by the cat. Let's see. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 55, 56. No, I just counted it wrong. Distracted by the cat. And slip stitch to join. Excuse me, Poss. Oh, she's going to kick. She's attacking me. Okay, so you can see that there's a bit of a bowl here. Cool. And that's the end of row 9. Okay, so row 10 is just going to be a repeat of row 9. So we're going to chain 3 and we're going to double crochet into each stitch around. So since I've already shown you how to do this, I'm going to just meet you at the end of the row, and hopefully my cat will be bored by then. Okay, here we are at the end of row 10, which is a repeat of row 9, and again we're starting to see more shaping coming in. Hopefully you can see that okay. And I'm just going to count these stitches. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 55, 56. Excellent. Got the right number of stitches. And going to slip stitch back to the first HDC. And that's the end of row 10. So I'm probably going to take a break here for a bit since my cat has decided to take over, and I'll meet you back here for row 11. Okay, we're now up to row 11. So we chain 2 and we're going to half double crochet into each stitch around, so we should end up with 56 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So as you can see, they're a little bit shorter than the double crochets in the row below. So just continue in every stitch around and I'll meet you at the end. Okay, I'm just going to count the stitches. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 55, 56. And slip stitch to join. Give that a bit of a tug, and that's the end of row 11. Okay, so in row 12 we're going to repeat row 9, which is our DC row. So we're going to chain 1, 2, 3 and just repeat the double crochets all the way around. I'll meet you at the end. 6. Okay, and that's the end of row 12. So we've got 56 stitches and we've just done a DC row. I'm going to go straight into row 13, which is the same again. So we're going to repeat row 9, start with chain 3 and double crochet into each stitch around. So I'll see you at the end. So I've got 56 stitches and I'm slip stitching to join, and that's the end of row 13. Okay, into row 14, and we're going to repeat row 11. So this is where we did chain 2 and we did a half double crochet in each stitch around. I think you guys will be getting pretty good at this now, so I'll just continue around and meet you at the end. Okay, you've got the correct number of stitches. Just going to slip stitch to the beginning. That's the end of row 14. Now we're on to row 15. 15 and 16 are the same as row 9, so we're going to chain 3 and we're going to DC in each stitch around. So this will be double crochets in each stitch around, and we're going to do that for row 15 and 16. So I'm going to see you at the end of row 16. Don't forget that extra row. Okay, here we are at the end of row 16, and we're just going to slip stitch to beginning and go straight into row 17. So row 17 is repeating row 11, which is our HDC row. So we're going to chain 2. We're going to half double crochet all the way around. So you should be pretty used to doing this row as well, so I'll meet you back at the beginning. Okay, so here we are at the end of row 17, and I'm just going to slip stitch to join. So I've already counted that I've got the correct number of stitches, so I'm sure you will do too. So that should end with 56 stitches. Now we're going to do the hat brim, and this might be a new way of doing stitches for you. So for the next 3 rows we're going to do the same thing. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do a single crochet BLO, or back loop only. So a normal crochet, you go under both the loops, yarn over, pull through, and then yarn over and pull through 2. The only difference we're going to do with that, and I'll just get a bit closer to our stitches here, we've got a bit of a V stitch here, so we've got 2 little lines of a stitch, and usually we go under those 2. Because this is a single crochet back loop only, we're just going to go into this last line. So we're just going to do the back loop only. This one here would be the front loop, and that's the back loop. So I'll just show you that close up. I'm going to go into that stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. So that leaves the front of that stitch still unworked. So we're just going to continue that all the way around into the back loop only, yarn over and pull through, yarn over, then pull through 2. Into the back loop only, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Into the back loop only, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. Just continue that all the way around. You should still end up with 56 stitches. So just be careful. You might have seen there I accidentally, so I didn't pick up the front loop, I did pick up the back loop, but I also picked up this 3rd loop. We don't want to do that. Just make sure it's only that back loop. Otherwise you'll get another different look altogether. So it's just that one loop there. Okay, so we just count those stitches as normal. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30, 33, 36, 39, 42, 45, 48, 51, 54, 55, 56. And and we slip stitch normally. So you might be able to see here, see how there's a bit more of a ridge? So it's kind of a design feature. We're getting this nice little line coming across here. So we're going to repeat that again for rows 18 and 19. Chain 1, single crochet, back loop only. So into that back loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. So the mechanics of the single crochet are exactly the same. We're just going into a slightly different spot to what we would usually do if we were doing the stitch normally. So at the end of row 19, I'm just going to do my counting. Slip stitch to join. You might be able to see a bit more of the ridge. You can see this is the first one, this is the second one that we did. 1, 2, right. So we're just going to do row 20. And we're going to do back loop only, single crochet all the way around. Okay, end of row 20, counting our stitches. We have 56 stitches. And we're just going to leave this last one done for now, and then I'll go through all of the finishing techniques. Okay, so if you're a beginner, you may just want to do a normal slip stitch to the beginning to finish that row. Another option is to give that loop a bit of a pull so it's bigger. Bring your hook from the back to the front into the first stitch. Hook that loop over that stitch and pull through. That just gives it a bit of a nicer finish. Now I'm just going to pull that yarn through so that we've got enough to weave in. I'm just going to cut that yarn. Pull the working yarn out. Now I'm going to turn the beanie inside out. So the right side of this work is the work where you can see the ridges from the back loop only stitches. So you can see it's got this really nice design feature at the bottom. So then we're going to weave in our ends. I'll start with the middle one. So we're just going to get our yarn onto our hook. And you can see that this goes round in a circle, because that's what we've been doing obviously, is working in the round. So the first thing I like to do is I like to give it a bit of a tug, because I like to see where did this yarn come from. So it's coming in this direction here and going like that. So first thing I want to do is I want to continue that around a little bit. So I'm just going to keep within that circle. I'm going to continue that around. So it just helps keep that in join. Then I'm going to go back on itself. So I'm going to go, see this is the last stitch that I'm kind of under. I'm going to make sure I go over top of that, and that just helps lock that yarn in. And then I'll probably just continue around again. If I want to be super safe, I can go back on itself again. Just give it a little bit of an adjustment so that it's not pulling anywhere too much. And then what I do here is I give it a little bit of an extra pull and cut it right at the edge. And then just adjust it a bit, and now you can't see where that join was. So our other end to weave in is this one right at the end here. Get that yarn in. I'm just going to go underneath the stitch here. So basically that now looks like another stitch. And I'm just going to go back through again. Then I'm going to go onto the back side and just find a nice area where I can go down sort of where the seam is.